Okay, switched over to the good old. Having a headset back onto my head. Recording once again. It's so nice. It's so nice. Makes me wonder why I stopped this, and then I remember back and then remember back 5 months. I'm like, oh wait, that's why. Yeah, I was incapable of doing so because of a lot of reasons. But it's still gonna be back. I really needed this, by the way. I feel amazing now that I started recording. Like this is amazing stress relief. And the Ford mentioned, of me being me, uh, means that actually my, um, like myself was expanding beyond, this room, and I need to constrain it by doing mundane things, by doing normal things, by recording videos, doing my job, having fun playing video games, stuff like that. I needed that, and uh, it's so much better. I mean, like literally before I hit record, I was feeling absolutely terrible. I have given up once again. Which, by the way, my version of giving up is just me crying, and just me feeling terrible. Me curling up with my sheet. Yes, I have a sheet. Yes, I have a sheet. Yes, I have a security blanket. No, it's not like that. Actually, the reason why I have it is I don't know if you caught me during the video, which I did make. I didn't point out, but I didn't hide it either. Um, which is the simple fact that I was actually rubbing my, rubbing the edge of it. Which, like, the thing about these sheets is they're not exactly hard to find. It's hard. They had hard breaking out to find the right material. This is actually my second one. My first one was destroyed by my mom by cutting it to pieces by just telling me lies. And abuse when I was very young. I still regret her letting. I still regret her. I still regret letting her do that to this day. By the way, and the thing is I love my mom. I love my grandma. It's just that I love. I love my memory of them. I love my perceived who they are. In reality, they're not very good people at all. They seem nice. Grandma seems like a good Southern grandmother. Mom seems like a great mom. However, it's only it seems like, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, I still believe. At the end of the day, it does not matter who they are really. It only matters to me is who I think they are, which is mom and grandma. Which, when they start abusing me, it's when they break their perception. It's just I can't take it. No, wait. This is about Greenville walkthrough. I go over that nonsense on my personal channel on my own time. But anyway. All right, you see that my desktop is all clustered. There's a very good reason for that. It's because this is 5 months of neglect, and also 5 months of getting tons of games, as in also 5 months of me trying to get the the Mac computer to work. While the it was what I call is um the major universal shift, or yeah, I mean major universal shift or transition, like major transition. Actually, there's transition between the old world and the new one, which is defined. Which is funny. The funny thing about this is Shadowrun actually got 1% correct. It just Shadowrun got in the sense of it's a 1980s pen and paper RPG, and just simply taking fantasy elements and bringing them to the modern day, as if it always was there, but then was lost during a Mayan calendar world, and then got brought back again. And the Mayans are actually right. They were off by a good year. Actually, they were off by a good couple of months. And that was Last World Mines, which there's a difference between when I say Last World and this one, there is a big difference. I'll be showing you it, and by my reactions to stuff, and me describing exactly how it was, exactly why it was before, and exactly why it changed, or how I understand it changed. We're actually looking it up and actually finding the real reason. But let's just say I'm not far around here. Yeah, I lived here my entire life. You get the idea. But anyway, so yeah, so yeah, there's that. That's a thing. Uh, what was I saying? Happens too. And also, I'm having a lot of pain. pain on the top of my nose. I know why that's caused. That's because of like last 4 months, it's been hard for me to breathe. Not because of not because of asthma or anything like that. It's because of the simple fact that I was actually breathing too much air for my nose to actually be able to, take. So it felt like I was breathing a really thick air. No, I was just breathing. I was just basically my lungs were just taking in so much of it that it couldn't get through my nose. So ergo, um, the human physiologically, physiologically, as in all of us, well, assuming you're human, of course, is actually changing. As in, pretty much, like calling me a beta for humanity, calling me a prototype for humanity, advancement is really lowballing it. I'm actually more delta than anything. Like basically it goes alpha, beta, and then delta is actually in. It goes alpha, beta, and then delta's around here somewhere. It's really weird. Because it goes concept, alpha, beta, release. I'm delta. There's nothing more than beta. There's nothing more than beta. So I'm all the way over here. I'm in my own thing. But yeah, the reason why it's hurting, I would surmise, by again knowing my body very well, being able to monitor pain, and also seeing the fact that people's eyes now are very far apart, and it's scary. But human eyes were getting bigger. Were actually getting bigger, in order to get enhanced perception as well as ability to actually get the max field of view, as in complete 180. Using your skull to advantage. So now human eyes are smaller, but they're more spaced apart. That's going to change when the nose, now being bigger, I know it because I can actually place my fingers on the bridge of my nose and measure that gap. Because I do like to keep my perception as my original perception, even though I can actually change my perception to the modern world perception. Very very complex, very convoluted. I'll go into more detail on my personal channel. But besides that, but my main point is it hurts now because it's actually growing on my face. My face is growing because it basically how I always analoged it is basically imagining the Iowa. The Iowa, on its first voyage, but only allowed to port and dock to basically refuel and do R&R. While also retrofitting it to not only the final form, not only to the 1980s, what's it that Iowa before it was fully retired, but also a modern day version if it was never retired. However, that's becoming less and less true by the day. It's more like taking the very first battleship, not even dreadnought, battleship. Battleships predate dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts were a class of battleship. Um, there's a reason why Americans don't really. There's a reason why America never really made dreadnoughts. It's because why only have big guns? We can have all the guns. As evidence in world warships. But anyway. So, yeah, that and I pretty much imagine the first battleship, the first American battleship, being updated to the modern day, as in being updated to a Gerald R. Ford tick level. Yeah, think about that for a moment. That's what I have to. That's what my entire life has been. It's me actually living in a body while it's constantly updating and changing, because humanity's trying to evolve, but it doesn't want to do it normally. It has to rewrite history for it, which is a bit weird. Again, it's crazy, and I'm saying it a bit off-putting, but that's because I'm really scared of it to death. It is very scary. I don't. I believe it. I believe it 1%. It's just it's one of those I can't believe it things. It's crazy. Um, but it's true, and it's fun. It's fun. It's in like I said, I've been promoted to the god rank, or elected god rank, and all what happened in this world is directly my responsibility. Fortunately though, despite all the deaths, which by the way, the reason why there's evil in this world at all is due to the simple fact that I don't want to infringe on the rights of people who want to do evil. Because in the last world, evil was more 40-60. The ratio between good and evil is 40-60. Now it's like 95 to 5 or less. It's just insane. Um, and also, take for example, D-Day. How many people died on D-Day? Imagine that in your head. Now I know for a fact a million. Okay, let me rephrase. How many people went to D-Day? How many Americans landed on those beaches that day? Now, Now I know for a fact it was 1 million, and if you are from the last world, yet we're rewritten into this world's history, you also know that for a fact. But you may, depending on who you are, you may remember it or not. You may have thought it was weird or not. In this world, on this world, less than half a million went on no more these beaches, and then during the entire time of Operation Overlord, or in my or what I always called it, um, you know, the liberation, like the liberation of France, or the Europe, or the West Europe campaign. Only 2 million Allied soldiers were deployed that day, or over the course of the time of the campaign, as opposed to 1 million on Normandy. Also, there was a sizable casualty rate and death rate, or KI rate, at Normandy, on D-Day, for 1 million. I want to say 40%, doesn't exactly matter. What matters is in this world, no more than 6,000 people died that day on the Allied side. Imagine that. Hundreds of thousands dying compared to 5,000, 4,000, 5,000 people dying. That's a major gap. That explains a lot of things I've been saying. Well, completely forgetting the unexplainable things like timeline shifting, humans becoming more advanced, stuff like that. Other species showing up, constellations, stuff like that. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah. So pretty much there are 1 billion people on this earth at least. I count it. I know. Growing up, it was always world population was pushing a billion. I think it was either 5 or 6. I forgot which. But now it's like 7 or 8. It's just and saying like there is a 1 billion, at least a 1 billion gap difference in the world population. That means 1 billion people exist because I decided to. I decided to just have wishful thinking over the course of like 3 nights. It's like that's both amazing and scary at the same time. It's just yeah, and of course, and then of course because of the whole election thing, they will elect me to be God. I'm now God of this world, and timeline was written to make it always so. I can tell you the original timeline. And actually, the original timeline was this. Like, this is all the original timeline. Like my personal timeline is different from everyone else's, and different from the world's. But this is pretty much the original timeline. Again, sorry because of the whole growing bigger nose thing. Ow. I can't exactly read it, but you get the point. I was writing these ever since ever since later on in 2013. I started writing these down for sure. And all these dates are and I have dates for all this because of this fact. And I will release this in like Google Doc or something like that. I'll give you all the information I have on what happened. It's just going to take a while because there's only so much time in the day. You can only upload so much, stuff like that. Me live streaming just talking. It's just probably going to be the best way to do it, but still, you get the point. And this is all me. And this is like basically see how the style actually changed over time, but you get the idea. I mean, only I can really read it because it was only really meant for me anyway. I'll have a cleaned up version too. I won't change anything. I'll just clean it up to make it more, make it more uniform. But yeah, this is how this world was created, and what I've been going through what I've been going through the last 6 years. They're one and the same, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Some of these are royal goose chases, but I didn't know at the time because they were probably fact at the time. But then they were changed later on. But I now know the history of the world and what the meaning of life is, and all that kind of stuff. I just can't do math. I just can't do more. I just can't do anything more than math. Oh well. You win some, you lose some, eh? All right. So yeah. Anything else I want to say? Oh, I gotta do all these games. I need to use. definitely new to you. I do all these games eventually. Plus other things, and there's just a lot for me to do. Okay, going back to the channels. Okay, stories, RL. Actually, that's pretty much it. All right, so that'll be it for this channel update. Thanks for watching. And thank you all for staying with me in all this. I'm sorry that I couldn't have a better YouTube channel over the last 6 years. I couldn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I came back and started, you know, saying all this sort of thing, but in the end, I'm not claiming anything because I can show it. I don't really claim things. I like having insane amounts of facts to back them up, irrefutable evidence, and I do. It's just you gotta you have to have an open mind and and believe in things that are and basically just believe that there are more to the world than what you know, than what you have experienced, and even what you can or what you can know. And like I said, I can't do calculus at all. I'm willing to work with people like know how to do calculus, who are willing to work with me, who's a natural leader and ideas guy. I mean, like for example, like any great commander can go at any point in history and command. It's the same process. It's just figuring out what in the world is going on and who are these people and what words are they using. It's pretty much the entire point. Case in point is the fact that if you are a really good, if you're a really good gamer, you can play literally any genre you can and be good at it. Yes, are there people that prefer to stick to one genre or one game? Emoji type people. That's fine. That's great. I mean, I could never participate in a tournament, really. And they need to work, every single day on one game in order to do such, in order to make a living, doing video game tournaments. Just like any other athlete. Um, or sportsman, sportswoman. But yeah, I mean, I just prefer to do all. I prefer to be an all-rounder, not Jacks of all trades. Jacks of all trades is different. Um, all-rounder means you can do pretty much everything when you put your mind around to it. As in, an all-rounder is just America. And the story America. Want more words? All-rounder. M4 medium tank. Sherman. I've been over the course of the last 5 months and how many and on the in the universal and the major universal shift or transition or world transition whatever. um people are arguing what's better, the M4 medium, the T-34, T-34-85, or Panther. They all make great arguments. However, they all distinctly figure out very two important things. One is the fact that it doesn't matter how you produce it; it still costs the same amount of money. As you go on Wikipedia and you see the price tag of a tank, it's the price tag of a tank. End of story. Like for example, German tanks are hard to produce because they're high quality and that they're more or less handmade, despite the mass production. American tanks are second. British third. Russia is just out of the park. What are they doing? Um, but then China's right after them. Um, and it's just silly. But you get the idea of how it works. Um, so basically, the Panther is expensive no matter how you look at it. It's just expensive. If it was made in America, it would still be expensive. I mean, like an RTS, if you could buy a Panther, if you could buy 4 Shermans, a platoon of Shermans, or buy a Panther, which one would you pick? I'll go with the platoon of Shermans. Thank you very much. Or would you pick platoon of Shermans or 6 T-34s, 85s, whatever? I would still pick the Shermans. Because of a very good reason, and also and for two very good reasons, which no one really mentioned, is the fact that people who read books and know about tanks because of books is great. However, play World of Tanks and see what happens. Yes, World of Tanks is arcadey. Yes, World of Tanks is not the most realistic. Yes, World of Tanks is not a simulator. World of Tanks is still very realistic. It's just like a Battlefield, but made into an MMO, a free-to-play MMO arena game. It's still extremely realistic. It's just shortened on a smaller scale, and arcade scale, well, anyone can go and play. However, this point does not matter, because of the fact that gun depression. See, the Russian tanks have no gun depression or elevation. You can't point a gun down more than 3 degrees. An American tank, you can literally point. What I actually do in War Thunder is actually go next to a T-34 and point my gun down. T-34 can't pin me because of my armor angling. Well, unless it uses that dastardly round, which the Russians get, yet the Americans don't. Yet the Americans don't get that type of round. They get pretty much unlimited premium rounds, where Americans don't get a premium round. That's silliness in War Thunder. Yes, I'm using War Tanks terms, so you get the idea. Special round, yet they can. Yeah, all tanks can have it in War Thunder. Yet the Americans don't have a special round. You get the idea, despite them having it during the time. But you get the idea. Um, and then you just shoot down onto the hull of T-34. Because that's the problem with relying on sloped armor, is the fact that you can defeat it by just pointing down on it. IS-3s are easy. IS-3s are actually the easiest heavy tanks to pin. No tricks. You just simply go. You simply go to its. Or you simply come into it at an angle. And you shoot it in its side of the peak nose. Peak nose is all you do. IS-7 to T-34s are the best examples of sloped armor, because in normal conditions, which are urban combats or open field, stuff which you don't get in Europe or America, for instance, other than urban, T-34s are amazing. However, in a real world situation where you got actual hills, like in Florida, T-34 will be absolutely terrible because there are so many hills that the T-34 cannot literally aim down when you can just aim up at it. And especially vice versa. Vice versa is the real killer for T-34, but you get the idea. No one takes that into account of how bad gun depression is. Also, and there's the fact that they also don't take it into account because they've never seen a tank nor seen inside of one other than pictures. Of how crap T-34s are compared to Shermans, which are very spacious, and Germans are also spacious like Americans, because both Germany and America and also Israel actually care about their tankers' comfort, whereas Britain only cares about it if it's Britain. For Britain, it's a luxury. For Russia, it's what are you thinking? That's crazy talk. And in China, I don't know. Japan, don't know either. But I assume I assume the Japanese also like comfort. It's just that it's just that especially during World War II, they're just a bit shorter than Americans. So yeah, that's that. Um, due for hundreds of years of not drinking milk and stuff like that. No offense, of course. Japanese are awesome. Um, and Japanese, of course, can be as well as I keep saying humans. That's terrible of me. I'm thinking I'm thinking elves, yes, but also like Eldar or Vulcans or Sankili or stuff like that. I mean, I'm thinking that terms. I forget about that. That's why I correct myself. I mean Americans versus the Japanese. Because Americans have always drank milk and always eaten all the meat, whereas in Japan, like when the Imperial Japan wanted to actually wanted to get a navy, and they got their first dreadnought from Britain. They actually at the very least court-martialed anyone that did not want to drink milk because of religious reasons. Because they wanted their people to be big and strong. Which is coincidentally why America wins all the wars, is because Americans are big and strong, whereas other people don't like drinking milk for whatever dumb reason, and stuff like that, or eating meat, or eating small portions, stuff like that. I mean, of course, Americans can also get fatter, but that's because freedom. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, there's the thing. That's the thing. Um, Oh, that's a thing. Also a thing. What was I talking about? Oh, yes. I can getting off topic. Getting off topic is how it helps me. It helps me cope with the whole me being god of this world thing. It's so weird. Um, what was I talking about? I got topic. Okay, got topic. Can go back again. Pain from nose growing. Well, on my face or in my face or whatever. Or whatever. Um, what was I talking about? Oh well. Okay, I did an announcement. I'm basically just trying to get back in the swing of things. Oh yeah, I got a lot of videos I can upload. This is the thing. I plugged in the GoPro. As you can see, it just got done importing. This is a thing. This is all sorts of. This is what I just recorded. I don't know how to turn this off so it's not small chunks. I gotta figure out how to. I know you can, but pretty much it's been pretty bad. Um, I have recorded these in the meantime, but just like documenting the process, pretty much. But yeah, it's pretty bad. Smiles. There'll be lots of unboxing videos, don't you worry, once I feel better. Just documenting more things. This was the thing that I got to test test levels. Yeah, I'll be uploading all these in a more or less raw form. For people to see that as like non-edited and stuff like that. So it will be edited. I'll just be stringing together probably one video per day and stuff like that. But you get the idea. Okay, that's about it. But I'll be uploading all those videos and stuff like that. Okay. Well, I wasn't framed, which that's good. And it does look nice. Okay. I have no idea what the audio quality is, but anyway, I'll be doing an announcement in this style anyway. So I'll be leaving the channel links and stuff like that. So all right, so things be getting get back to normal. I'm feeling great now. I really needed to. There's just so much I want to talk about. So much you gotta show. So many things I can do now. Now that I'm a man, I can do so much. Now I'm fully grown. I can do so much. Or fully grown. Mature. That's a word for it. I mean, like the thing is, I probably will never actually stop growing. Really. Especially if I stay. Especially if I remain. Mankind's Delta, or Delta Pathfinder leader. Um, which I probably will. Because who cares? Who cares about being immortal and just stopping growing one day, then starting to age towards death? Who cares about that? When you could just be immortal and just keep growing and just basically stay, remain a kid forever. I mean, like seriously, if you're giving a choice to either get gray hair, and get old, or stay forever young by never having your cells stop, evolving. I mean, like who has time for that? I mean, seriously. Um, it is me. Is me. Is me. Can you replicate me normally or artificially or anything like that? No, you probably can't. Do the physical and then also is there another person like me? No, there probably isn't. Due to the simple fact that I take so much resources. That no, it just won't be feasible or likely that anyone else is like me. Or at least not in this universe anyway. I have to live with that, but it doesn't stop people from showing up who are close. Well, not close. There's no close. But not the same type of person as me. I call them charmed. You may call them X-Men. You may call them Force Sensitive and whatnot. But I call them charmed. So yeah. And it's a very broad definition, as in if it's if it's a psionic, or anything like that, as if you look at and as if you look and say magic or blessed. Like for example, prophet, which I am a prophet. Prophet is charmed. A force user is charmed. Psyker is charmed. Mage is charmed. It's a gigantic broad stroke for not normal. For not normal, being different, basically being different. It's still, we're still human. It's just that we're different. We have a completely different set of skills as opposed to people who are geniuses. People who are warriors or people who are warriors or just strong or stuff like that. We just have a completely different set of skills in relation to our persons. So yeah, and I do need to actually start a school in some fashion to help people like me in order to, you know, grow in order to be have a school. What do schools usually are? They teach people how to do things, stuff like that. Um, like it won't be anything weird. Like I don't think I definitely won't charge any more money than it actually takes to keep the school actually together. Um, no, physically together as well as for profit because profit reasons. Um, but you get the idea. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I remember. I finally remember what I was going for. Okay, so yeah, what I was talking about before the camera ran out of battery. Is I got Patreon, got Patreon, Patreon. Oh, where is the Patreon? Where did I put it? Um, where will do I put the Patreon? Oh yeah, put it here. I have this. We're not edit this. Don't edit it. Don't edit it. Don't edit it. Ignore that. Okay. That was Grandpa. He just bought food, which I requested after the battery went out. Okay, so yeah, this is my Patreon. It's nothing now. I still need to mess around with it a lot. I need to get an actual image of myself. As well probably other images, stuff like that. I need to look at it more, but I'm going to be having a Patreon now. I hope I can show you this page. But I'll be having a Patreon. And like I said, it's going to be an honorarium, which is the word used to refer to pretty much president's salary. Um, and president benefits after leaving office. It's pretty much what honorarium is. Which honorarium is pretty much a salary. It's a in between donations and salary. Pretty much it means like it's a non legally abiding arrangement to pay someone monthly or something like that. Basically, it's a non-legally binding salary. So it's a donation, but salary, which is what Patreon would be for me, because I cannot promise anything. I'll have tiers, but that must just be for dollar counts. Like whatever the minimum. I'll go up in increments, which makes sense. Which weren't gonna be too long and stuff like that. The rewards at first will be nothing. I'm sorry. If I do a special video, um, and stuff like that, if I do a non-Green walkthrough video, or if I do non-Green walkthrough video, or if I do like a new original series of mine, and like another Monolith Hunter or something like that, maybe you'll get it. Maybe the Patreons will get it first. If it basically, if at the end of the day it's not really meant anything, and like it's not like needed for that to go up. Like I'm doing it just for fun. I gotta be on Patreon first. Again, I have to really mess with it, but in the end, the reason why I never got a Patreon before is the simple fact that I don't want it to be donations because that would be silly. And I don't want, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to promise anything, which I'm not going to be able to. However, I am planning out on releasing a couple, merchandise and stuff like that. Because I got a lot, because me being me and me having unique, needs, I can, and there are things I can actually create right now, which I will be doing, and then selling them on place. On place. I'll show a place. Place, where's place? Place is not gonna be over there. Place is gonna be down here. This new place which I just found. Have no idea if it's unique to this universe or not. I mean, this world or not does not matter in the end. Universe is also a good word. Universe is a good word. I've been using that word the entire time. I just been saying world because of Iron World. Let's just say universe. I mean seriously. Let's go here. There we go. Like this. This site SD. I might make my own account where I can just sell stuff like this. I like this site. It's amazing. I haven't ordered anything from it yet. This will be the first thing because I do need a CNC badge. But yeah, and also I'll be ordering stuff which I do really need. This would be more like a test, but I do really need like helmets. Unavailable right now. Okay, that's a bad example. But let's use an actual good example. Um. Um. Another example. Actually, it's fine. stuff like this. You'd be asking, why do I need a helmet? The reason why I need a helmet is very simple. I don't identify with my face at all. In fact, I'm very uncomfortable showing my face and just showing my my person. I do always if you notice in the games I always have helmets. My characters always have helmets, and I prefer games with helmets. Especially prefer games with helmets in the with helmets in the first person view. Again, because I just simply don't identify with my human body very well. There's very good reasons for it, which I'll discuss on my personal channel. But again, since I'm humanity's dream, and my body constantly changes and adapts to humanity's continued evolution, I'd much rather prefer having a helmet. Also, there's two other really good reasons. The fact that when I look down and stuff like that, I feel disingenuous because I'm actually focusing. I'm actually looking right at you. I'm actually looking at something, but my eyes are actually pointing in a completely different direction. And I don't realize that until I actually really think, and then notice, and then actually feel my eyes rotate in that direction. And also mirrors up too, but still. And also the fact that I actually prefer staring right, and also prefer again. I use my eyes as a screen, like in the first person shooter. Like how many times in a first person shooter, if you're just playing and listening to people, do you actually point your camera towards them without actually wanting to be human? Um, Not very, and sometimes you just don't care, so you just point your camera so you get everything in the field of view, or to make a thumbnail or stuff like that. You want to see everything. That's what I do because I can see my entire field of vision, more or less. Besides the peripheries, of course. And when I want to focus on something, I focus on it, or just look. Like for example, when two people are talking, I'm just listening to the conversation. I'm looking dead center, having them both in my field of view, waiting for cues. I'm basically watching them, but only watching for cues, stuff like that. I'll feel better about myself if I have a helmet on and where you can actually tell where my eyes are actually looking. Um, Nothing creepy, I promise. And stuff like that. Also, the fact that actually I'm more cool wearing more clothes because of keeping the sun off me, off of my nice no real good word for it. I'm just gonna use the word white skin, um, or pure paper like skin, or what have you, stuff like that. No real good words. And also the funny thing is actually my natural skin tone is actually pure white. No, pure scary, pure, pure ghost white. It's pretty insane, but it's not really. But you look at it, and like when I look at it, it's not actually. It's calming. It's not ghastly. It's actually nice and calming, a bit angelic, which makes complete sense. Um, and when I actually start doing actions and my blood starts going, it turns red. Not to mention, I'm an actual blue blood. Do I actually have tons of silver in my blood? Probably not. Am I descended from British royalty? Probably not. Actually, most definitely not. Um, but actually, when I start using my powers, or my prophet powers, I prefer, um, and my abilities, as my meanness, if you will, my charmness, I actually do get signs of blue blood. But when I completely stop doing it, which is very rare, my blue blood actually drains, and it becomes again flat white, matte white. So yeah, and then also, can you really tell where my eyes? What appears to be bags of my eyes aren't really. Actually, they're just pigmented. And then also around, I mean, also to the to the inner side of my eyes, on my nose, it actually goes, it actually has a blue too. Whenever I'm in, whenever I'm in what I call God mode, where I'm just using my powers. Which the thing is it's like saying me to stop using my powers. It's like saying a person to stop being. It's like saying a genius to stop being smart, or a strong man to stop being strong, or a Jedi to stop using the Force. They can't do it. It's just really difficult. It's just who I am. So yeah. And like I was saying, actually to remain calm and actually to remain cool, I need to actually block the sun off of me. Which since these are actually since these helmets are actually made with foil and stuff to get the reflectiveness. Actually it will do just fine. And also the fact that I can attach little fans on them. That is not what I'm looking for. Pretty cool, but not what I'm looking for. That would not be my first choice, but I got touch used to the insights and have a fan. Which I live in Florida. This is amazing. This is the most amazing thing known to man. I don't know why people in Florida don't wear helmets usually. And if anyone asks if I'm public, if anyone looks at me weird or asks why are you wearing a helmet, I'll simply tell them it's because I prefer, because this is how this is what I identify with. I identify with wearing helmets, as well as the other benefits, and also isolation because my sensors are so high tuned. Having a helmet to dull all that will help a lot in my daily life. I can tell you that much. Um, Especially having a helmet like I just showed, which was the airsoft helmet, which is the thing about them is the thing about it's not in stock right now. Okay, there it is. The thing about these is the thing about these are actually ingenious. Props to this guy for coming up with them. Um, and a lot of people do seem to like them a lot. All these actually are just a normal military helmet with a faceplate. Is all they are. A really good example of one. Of the idea. Okay, that's fine. Are you coming back, please? Oh, okay, okay, you're good. Okay, we're good. Okay, that's gonna make things a bit more difficult. Ignore that. Okay, basically, their faceplate attached to a military helmet, airsoft, of course. So yeah, so I'll be on that side doing that. So I'll be wearing those helmets and the thing about having one of those helmets instead of a recreation or replica from a game or show, it's the simple fact that they're actual helmets. They have the ear cutouts. I can wear my normal headphones with them. Not these, of course, but normal headphones with them, and it'll be just fine. Those I can't really, but they're still pretty cool. And also that's a bit cheaper. It's just under $200, whereas to get a good other helmet, it they're around 300 to 5. So yeah, US dollars. So yeah. Um, but I'll probably get that first because again, it'll suit my needs perfectly. Keep the sun off my face. My hair will take care of the rest. I can still wear my headphones, and stuff like that. But yeah. All right, so yeah, Patreon's coming as soon as I can get it up. Again, it's going to be my not my work career. I can say that, but no, that's not it. Whatever it is I said. I can't think of it right now for again pain. Um, but yeah. I also need to eat again. Sorry. I think you really get eat because of the pain. Um, the pain and the stress and you get the idea. But I can eat now because I just recorded a video. Righty. So yeah, okay. So yep. I'll get the Patreon up as soon as possible. Again, no promises. You'll be, if you, I'm not gonna, no, I'm just gonna tell you straight up. I'm not gonna be fooling around. When you subscribe to my Patreon, you're simply funding you're not only are you basically you're funding my existence, pretty much. You're basically you're employing me, so I can work for you, in all the ways from from doing my YouTube channel to doing my YouTube channel to doing other things, basically being owner of Green and Blue, um, to God, pretty much. As in, joking time. As in, if you subscribe to my Patreon, you're paying God it with cold hard cash. So yeah. Not a tribute, nothing that silly, but just simply paying God to be God. You get the idea. And that never gets easier. That never gets easier. I'm trying to, I'm trying to think of it objectively. It's not getting easier. No, it is not. Um, so yeah, the hard part is it's actually coming down to earth. Yeah, the saying, of course. So be silly. I never went to heaven, or anywhere but Earth before, or come to think about it, any other place that's not America. Really outside of Jacksonville, but you get the idea. Or Jacksonville metropolitan area. No, but you get the idea. Um, but I have seen it. Well, I have seen it like twice. I can describe it, just not right now because it's getting pain me to eat. So, I'm basically just so excited to get back and just trying to stall. But anyway, so yeah, I'll make a full announcement video. Announcing the channel, showing the channel pages, stuff like that. I'll be adding this, and I don't think that's gonna work. So I'll give you the link when it's done. But this is gonna be more or less a thing, and then that's been nonsense, which I'm gonna mess around with it still. But yeah, so I'm planning on actually doing videos like this, which I'll still do the Dirt What Talks About, where I'm talking about a certain subject, and the same format as having the camera and me sitting in my chair. But I'm mostly going to just have videos like this, where they're probably just going to be mostly live streams, I'll be honest, on YouTube probably, because Twitch is just... I don't know how people use Twitch. I know it's amazing for live streaming, but how do people use it? I've honestly tried to mess around with it, and I just can't. YouTube is just a thousand times better. I'm sorry, but it is. And yeah, I know YouTube has lost its way. I can always find its way back. It hasn't done anything that will make it unusable. Um, and Twitch is great for live streaming, but nothing else, unfortunately. It's great, and also like the Twitch site is terrible for everyone. The live streamer to viewer, it's just terrible. I mean, Twitch tries. I'll be honest, Twitch does try. It's just that I prefer watching VODs, thank you very much. VODs and Twitch streams, which when I do, if I ever do Twitch, I'll never be a Twitch streamer. I'll still be a YouTuber primarily. And besides being a Twitch streamer and a YouTuber at the same time is quite near impossible. The only person I know that actually can do it is actually Splattercat, and he can do it 1%. How I prefer it is just simply a YouTuber that streams when they have extra time, or like nights or something like that. Or a Twitch streamer that does YouTube but just simply puts his Twitch streams or his or her Twitch streams onto YouTube. In certain aspects, or uses YouTube for stuff which won't really work as a stream, like reviews and stuff like that. And also I'll bring back multicom Sundays to an extent. Um, but they'll be one off, but they'll be on Sunday, so it'll be fine. Um, all right, but anyway, so yeah, that'd be it for this video. Thanks for watching. It's good to be back. I know it's been a long video, but it's been 2 hours. Um, but I'll cut it where it needs to be. I'll cut it when I cut it when the battery ran out. That's a good place to get it. Thank you myself. Thank you my friend for giving me the ideas. All right, so anyway, all right, so yeah, thanks for watching. It's great to be back. I love being back, and I love that all of you stayed with me, and I love all you new, and I love all you new guys and ladies that decided to join me. Despite me not having uploaded a video in like 5 months. Thank you. I wouldn't exist without you. In every meaning you can attach to it. Thank you. And I'll do my very best to make all your wishes come true and just be the person you want me to be, and the person that I want to be, and just basically do it my way, as no one else can do it, and as no one else can fit my role, as well as the fact that that's the only way I can do. I can take from other people's ways, I can take it from other ways, but I can only do it my way, or else it don't work for me. And I believe everyone has a way, in which they operate much like my way, but I don't know it because I have my way and you have yours. But anyway, thank you. I'm back. And whatever happens next, we'll do it together. No secrets. Because in the end, I'm not a very private person. I'm a very public one. So yeah. Whether or not I was born that way, which is yes, I was. Because again, this universe was made due to my thoughts during my thoughts at night, and then wake up, and then happened. I never said half of this stuff out loud, yet the entire world rewritten history for it. I mean, if I'm not in, if I'm a private person yet I can't have private thoughts, how would that work? So being a public person, is it just like having their alone time every now and then? Is the way it works. All right, so yep. Thank you. And I guess see you in a second.